Hello Heavy Metal Maidens and Masters, I'm Heavy Metal Momma and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am reviewing some boots. I am reviewing the new Rock Neptuno boots. That is the new Rock M373.S2 boots. These boots. But before we get to that, remember to like this video, comment down below to discuss any of the things that come up in the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so that you can find out whenever I upload, and welcome. So, the new Rock boots. The new Rock M373-S2 boots, or as they are affectionately known, the Neptuno boots. Okay, these boots, I've had these boots for 21 years. That's right, you heard me right. I bought these with my first ever full-time pay packet when I was 17. Yep. So these will be 21, I think, in about 2 months' time. So yeah, these boots have seen some stuff and been some places and survived and look amazing. Now, obviously, these are 21 years old. They are a little different to if you buy the modern ones. I thought I would review them because you can still buy original ones of these on eBay and stuff like that. I actually have another pair of New Rocks that I bought on eBay for £40 that have been worn and have been loved, and you know what, have been broken in as well, so I didn't have to break them in. These are great. I love these boots. I bought these boots because they were, my mum said that my first pay packet I could keep, and then after that I had to start paying rent and food, etc., which was fair enough. And then me and Heavy Metal Hubby started saving up so that we could move out and get our own place and, you know, yada yada yada. But my first pay packet was my own to splurge on whatever I wanted, and I bought these because they're excellent. And when you're 17 and you're, you know, not that long into the scene, these were like your, I have arrived, I own something that isn't just a black top I bought from the charity shop and I've painted a white cross on the front. These were, I mean business, I'm here to stay. So these boots, they're leather. I know you can get vegan leather ones. If I'm buying New Rocks, I'm buying leather because it clearly lasts. So, I mean, I don't think you could get vegan leather ones back then. I think it was leather or nothing. But obviously now you can buy any of them in vegan leather. My ones are slightly different to the modern ones. So my ones have got the New Rock World symbol here, but they also have it down here. If you buy them now, it just has a picture of it here, like embedded into the sole. It's got the 3 springs that you can see here. They are so disgustingly dirty, but it is almost impossible to get the cobwebs out. And you know what? I quite like the fact that they're a bit cobwebby. It makes them a bit spookier, doesn't it? These are so heavy. If you buy them now, they're made of this bizarre, like, expanded foam that is, you know, got a bit of a springiness to it, but incredibly light. These, I think, each boot weighs 2.5 kilos, if I remember rightly. When I weighed them last, they are so heavy. I don't tend to wear them anywhere if I'm going to be walking all day. I stupidly wore them to Comic-Con a couple of years ago because I kind of ventured away from Goth after the children had been born. I was still alternative, but you was trying to fit in, blah, blah, blah. And we decided to go to Comic-Con and I went full force. So I decided to go as Abby from NCIS. So I dug out everything. My Heavy Metal Hubby said I came downstairs and it was Abby from NCIS because I'd gone through loads of pictures of her in episodes and found one of her outfits and was like, I own every part of that outfit. So I went upstairs, dug it all out, and that propelled me back into my extremely goth alternative phase. Again, it's not a phase, this is who I am now, but it really made me realise that I missed that part of myself. And I wore these, and I wore them all day, and obviously I hadn't worn them for years. They had literally been sat in my ottoman up in our bedroom, well no, they hadn't been collecting dust because they were stored properly, but you know, hadn't been worn in ages, and they gave me shin splints because they're that heavy. But I mean, that is like going from, you know, never wearing a pair of high-heeled shoes in your life to going to wearing 6-inch platforms like Naomi Campbell fell over in. So, you know, it's not surprising really that I did myself an injury. But if you buy the modern ones now, you won't have that problem. The other wonderful thing about the modern ones is they have a zip. This does not have a zip. So if I want to wear these, I have to undo all the buckles and loosen off all the laces and get my foot in and then do them all up again. So these are not a quick endeavour to put on, but they are absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. They are, in my opinion, the coolest ones that they ever brought out. These are iconic, these soles. Everybody knows the ones with the springs in it. I mean, God, Marilyn Manson had that pair that had like, is it 4 layers of springs or something in them? Apparently when he played Download Festival, they had to put him in a golf cart and take him to the stage in it because he couldn't walk in them, you know. How cool is that? These are fantastic. So I got them in a Euro 38, which is a UK 5. There is, I think, 2 pairs of insoles in here. 1 pair. No, maybe just one pair of insoles in, but I also always wear them with a thick, fluffy pair of socks because if your foot rattles around in them, it rubs a bit. So I find it is definitely better to have a thick pair of socks in, especially if you're just wearing fishnets, because there's almost nothing. So definitely wear the thick socks. Sometimes if I've got socks and leggings on, I don't need the thick socks, but I always make sure I've got the thick socks in case I go, I should have worn the thick socks, because, you know, you can just chuck them in the car, can't you? This leather has, I mean, look, they've been worn to death. These got worn every Friday and Saturday night from when I was 17, basically until maybe a couple of years before the children were born. So maybe for 10 years they got worn pretty much constantly. And then when I went back to my goth phase again, I wore them loads because, you know, I loved them and they're so cool. I now have more New Rocks because they're flipping fantastic, and I've had so many different styles because I wanted one with a little heel and I wanted one with a big wedge and I wanted one with a, you know, this sort of short heel on them that was more casual. I love New Rocks. I love the squared off toe. I've always been a fan of squared off toes. I've never liked shoes with a real pointy toe, whereas my sister's always been one of those, you know, like they looks like you could, you know, ice pick somebody with them pointy toes. I've never liked that. I really liked the squared off shape, and that has always stayed with me. Always liked a squared off heel through my entire fashion career, as it were. They're so cool. They've got 4 buckles. They all do up. They've all got, you know, the stretch on them. They've got the New Rock embossing in the actual metal itself. I do have a spare pair of laces for these because they are starting to fray a little bit here. So when I was at Download a couple of years ago, I went into the New Rock tent and bought an additional pair of laces just in case, because the last thing you want to do is be walking somewhere and the laces slap and not be able to get any more laces. So I have got a spare pair, but bearing in mind these are 20 years old, haven't actually replaced them yet. So, you know, pretty cool really, in my opinion. I'm really rather chuffed with them. Really rather chuffed with them. What can you say? I mean, obviously, I think if somebody said you can swap these for a more modern pair, I don't know if I would. These have so many memories attached to them, but there would be something about the ease of getting them in and off, and that it's the weight. It's mainly the weight. But if you can get a second-hand pair of these for 40 quid on eBay, sod the weight, sod the zip, go for it. Go for it. I mean, you know, it doesn't take that long to put them on. I think if you had the ones that had the extra height on, so they had an extra buckle or two, then I could see it getting more annoying having to undo all the buckles, because you'd really have to loosen the laces off to be able to get your foot all the way in. But for me, these are great. These are great. They're, you know, I don't even bother undoing this buckle here. I love them. I love them. All my friends still can't believe I have them because they remember them from back in the day. You know, they're a great pair of boots. They have fared me extremely well. If you want to see a review of the more modern pair, Emily Boo bought some, I want to say about 6 months ago, and she did a fantastic review of them, which I will link up there so that you can watch that review if you want to see what, you know, the pros and cons of the modern pair are versus these. But, you know, they're really cool. It's the fact that it's got the old school New Rock in both ends, you know. They're just fantastic, and I mean the leather is definitely thicker than all my other ones, so it shows they were built to last. Love a pair of New Rocks. If you want to check out any of my other New Rock videos, there's links up there to my other New Rock reviews. But if you're considering buying these secondhand, or you know, want to get a new pair, go for it. Go for it. These are the gothiest of the goth boots. So remember to like this video, comment down below to discuss any of the things that have come up in this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so that you can find out whenever I upload, and remember people, stay heavy.